Hi, I'm Abdullah Samir, and I'm going to be sharing with you 10 strange rulings in Sunni Islam. Number 1. Breastfeeding makes you related in Islam. Number 2. Magic is real. That's right, we're talking like real Harry Potter stuff. Number 3. An adopted child cannot take your family name or inherit from you. Here we go. Here's the strange rulings. But before I begin, I want to tell you, these are actual rulings that Muslims follow and believe in, and not just some obscure or strange things that most people would not be aware of. The only thing is they probably didn't think about how strange they are. Number 1. Breastfeeding makes you related in Islam. Quran 4:23 explains the prohibitions of marriage, including your mother and so on, your sister, and it includes your sisters through nursing. Muhammad probably thought that breast milk affects lineage. This doesn't particularly affect us today because we don't hire foster moms to breastfeed our kids like the people of Muhammad's time did in Mecca. Yet, we find this in the Quran, the final testament, the final book for all of mankind. Number 2. Magic is real. That's right, we're talking like real Harry Potter stuff. The Quran says, "The devils disbelieved, teaching people magic and that which was revealed to the two angels at Babylon, Harut and Marut." That's Quran 2:102. Check out my video, The Two Angels That Taught Humans Magic, for more details on this strange story. The last 2 surahs of the Quran also provide protection from evil eye, magic, and envy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking,
that's a weak hadith.
But no, it's not a weak hadith. It's the Quran. A lot of people think that when it comes to hadith, there's a lot of rubbish, but when it comes to Quran, it's all amazing. But that's not true. There's a lot of really strange things in the Quran as well. So let's continue. Number 3. An adopted child cannot take your family name or inherit from you. Unlike other ancient cultures, including pre-Islamic Arabia, where a child would take the family name, would inherit like a regular child, Islam actually took away the rights of one of the weakest members of society here, which is orphans. And what did it do? It actually made them a second-class citizen in the home. In Bukhari, it's narrated, in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, the custom was, if one adopted a son, the people would call him by the name of the adopted father, whom he would inherit as well, until Allah revealed, call them adopted sons by the names of their fathers. And this is 33:5 in the Quran. And the hadith is in Bukhari. Check out my video on Zainab and adoption for more on this topic of how Islam actually took away the rights of adopted children and why this was done. What was the reason behind the Quran, making such a thing, such a ruling? Number 4, if you utter divorce to your wife 3 times, now if you want to do it properly, 3 times over the period of months, not all at once, she has to marry another man, sleep with him, he has to divorce her the same way, and then only you can get married to her again. What a strange rule. The Quran says in 2:230, and if he has divorced her for the 3rd time, then she is not lawful to him afterward until after she marries another husband other than him. My guess is because Muhammad made divorce for men so easy, he wanted to do something to make them think about it twice. So what he did is he made this rule that if you do it 3 times and you make it permanent, then there's this big thing you have to go through where she has to go to another man, and of course the man would be very jealous and upset that his wife is sleeping with another man. So I think that's why this ruling was made in that manner. But otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would you do such a thing where you make divorce so easy and then you make it so difficult where a woman has to go through these strange things of sleeping with another man in order to come back to the existing husband? So obviously the point is that divorce is very final, and so the only way to get her back is to do this strange thing, right? For more on this topic, check out my blog article, Divorce in Islam, where I've gone through in great detail and explained why this rule is nonsensical and strange, why this rule doesn't make any sense and is not practical and actually causes a lot more harm than benefit. It's clearly not from God. Number 5, no fighting in the sacred months. The Quran says in 2:17, they ask you about the sacred months and fighting therein. Say, fighting therein is a great sin. The Prophet said in Bukhari, the division of time has turned to its original form, which was current when Allah created the heavens and the earth. The years of 12 months, of which 4 months are sacred, Dhul Qaida, Dhul Hijjah, Muharram, and the 4th is Rajab. Now, the funny thing is, can you imagine this rule in today's day and time? It's like when you want to have a fight, you have to say, okay, let's check the Islamic calendar before we have a fight. Okay, the Islamic calendar, 1421, we're in the month of Dhul Qaida, so no fighting. Can you imagine how impractical and how strange this rule is? Now, the pre-Islamic Arabs used to go by this rule of no fighting in these sacred months. Where did these sacred months come from? They existed before Islam, and Muhammad made them a part of Islam. Now, in today's day and age, again, these are practically useless to us because nobody goes by no fighting in the sacred months. Of course, we want a world where there's no fighting, but what a strange and obscure rule. How would that even work in the modern world? Would everyone just agree to go by Islamic no fighting rules? Strange, isn't it? Number 6, the prayer for getting a new wife or getting a new animal are both the same. The Prophet said in Abu Dawood, if one of you marries a woman or buys a slave, he should say, "O Allah, I ask you for the good in her, ... When he buys a camel, he should take a hold of its hump and say the same kind of thing. Okay, that's pretty hilarious. Number 7, wipe your butt with an odd number of stones. I guess in today's day, it would be an odd number of tissue papers, 1 or 3 or 5. Don't use 2 or 4. It's reported in Sahih Muslim, odd number of stones are to be used for cleaning. Whenever any one of you is required to use stones, he should use an odd number of stones. Number 8, men cannot wear gold or silk. It's reported in Sahih Muslim, Allah's Messenger forbade wearing of silk and yellow clothes and the gold ring. Number 9, imitating non-Muslims is haram. Now, this always used to confuse me, even as a Muslim. Like, what does that even mean? Like, you know, and I'm sure at the time of Prophet Muhammad, you know, the different cultures were more distinct and separated in the different religions. Like you had the Jewish people and they had their civilization, and then you had the Arabs and the Bedouins and the Muslims, and they had their own kind of culture. But in today's world, you have people who convert to Islam who are white, and their culture is the same as any other non-Muslim, right? So like, how is it that, you know, you're supposed to not imitate them? Like the way that you dress, is it the way you dress? Are you supposed to give up your dress and language and become like a Muslim in Arab clothing or something? Like, what does that even mean? It's reported in Abu Dawood, whoever imitates a people is one of them. And in another hadith in Nasai, which is rated Hasan, the Messenger of Allah said, change gray hair, but do not imitate the Jews. So what does that mean, do not imitate the Jews? Like, does that even make sense in today's world? Again, what a strange hadith. Number 10, the last and final one. Pants above ankles or hell. The Prophet said, as reported in Bukhari, the part of an izar, which is a type of clothing, that hangs below the ankles is in hell. Wow, what a strict fashion sense Allah has. In conclusion, Muhammad cobbled together whatever arbitrary norms and rulings he thought were relevant for his time, but actually don't make a lot of sense in today's world. Please let me know in the comments which rulings you thought I should have included, which I missed. And thanks for watching. Take care. If you like my videos, you can also support me at abdullahsamir.com/support. Thank you. Bye.